What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about everything Silent North. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is brought to you by Combat Waffle Studio, the guys who make Ghost of Tabor. Now, if you don't know what Ghost of Tabor is, you've probably been living under a rock. This is the extraction shooter in VR. So the people who brought that incredibly successful game are now bringing this one, which is basically DayZ in VR. Most of this information I'm going to be presenting today is coming straight from the lead developer, Elijah. So, what is Silent North? Silent North is going to be a hardcore zombie survival game set in an open world in the Swiss Alps. If you know DayZ, you know how big the map is. In this game, they're going to try to make it around 15 to 30 kilometers, which is massive in VR, and they're going to try to have a player count of around 50 to 100 players. Now, this is no easy feat in VR. It's tough getting even 20 players on a map, but coming from Combat Waffle Studio, this would be the studio to get it done. Now, Elijah envisions this game more of you versus the environment, rather than just PvP. He sees it more of players clicking up, creating factions, and taking over different parts of towns, and competing against each other for basic needs. To progress your player and the loot that you have, you're going to have to move further into the map, which in this case is going to be higher up the mountain. In order to make this trek, you're going to need to make sure that you're prepared with food, water, weapons, ammunition. He said as you progress to the higher tier loot part, there's going to be less resources available to you. So if on your journey you do find yourself in a tough situation and you die, a cool mechanic in this game is that your character will then come back as a zombie. This game to me is going to be another huge hit. I don't think there's anything like this in the market, and it shows that Combat Waffle is willing to put themselves out there and make games that people actually want to play. Now I'm going to show the extended trailer that they had come out with not too long ago. I'm going to kind of break down things that are in there and also give a little bit more information. Okay, so straight away, this to me is the end game. The top of the mountain or the higher elevation is going to be where the military bases are going to be. So this is going to be where the higher tier loot is. The backpacks are interesting. I know it has different attachments on the outside of it with like a sleeping bag. He had a mug, I believe, on there. I don't know if that's going to be a feature where you're physically adding these things to the backpack or if it's just an aesthetic. So we're going to have the different icons. We got our health, we have hunger, we have thirst, and then we have temperature. We're going to have to manage all of these while we're playing on top of surviving. I think the zombies look cool. There's different variations of zombies too. So the infected, they get more decayed the longer that they've been a zombie. So with your character, after you've been killed, when your character comes back as a zombie, the longer that zombie is still alive, it will just continue to decay, which I think is a pretty cool feature. There isn't base building here. There's going to be more refurbishing and holding down a spot, so you can put padlocks and things up on the window, boards on the window. You can't build straight bases, but you can kind of add on and restore buildings that are already made. So the thing I said earlier about people clicking up, making factions and taking over towns, you're going to be able to take over towns by taking the buildings over, restoring them, and building them up as your base. Here we obviously have one guy who with the shotgun is all kitted out in the higher tier stuff, while this poor guy over here, he's just trying to make it. There are also talks of adding vehicles later on post-launch. The cuff system is going to be interesting. I don't know how much I'm going to like this. Is if your character just gets handcuffed and they don't kill you, you're just going to be walking around with handcuffs the whole time. Hopefully there's a mechanic where you can break out eventually. I'm curious to see if they have a close system in here. I know in DayZ they have the durability system on it, so if it gets wet or if you get attacked, the durability goes down, so you'll have to change your clothes often. I hope they have something like that in here. Making people drink gas thing. I don't know how often this is going to be implemented, but I think this is more of a make clips and videos and YouTube videos off of it. Still a cool feature though to add. A feature I've heard that I didn't see talked about yet is wildlife is going to be coming to this game. So I'm assuming it'll be more deer. They were saying predatory and non-predatory. So I'm assuming wolves and deer or elk. hopefully we get to see interactions between the animals themselves and also with the zombies. That would add a lot more depth to the world. I saw on the Discord, on the FAQ, there was a question asking if there would be NPCs, and the answer to that was there would be the zombies, and then there would be non-zombie NPCs. I'm not sure if this is the wildlife they're talking about, or if this is going to be a different set of bandits or something like that. This game is going to be coming to Meta, Steam, Pico, and PSVR. It's hopefully going to be coming in the beginning of 2025, and they're hopefully going to be doing play tests at the end of this year, Q4. I'm assuming more towards November, December. So that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. The goal here was to give you guys new information on this game. Hopefully everybody's hyped. So again, appreciate you guys for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one.